Alright, folks, buckle up because the Atlanta nightlife just exploded in a way no one saw coming. What happens when two hip-hop royalty clash with a hometown legend in the city's glitziest club? You get a drama so thick it could choke a dozen reality TV producers. Was it a simple misunderstanding? A long brewing beef finally boiling over? Or just another wild night gone off the rails in the ATL? Picture this: flashing lights, booming bass, celebrities everywhere, and suddenly, tension so thick you could cut it with a plastic spork. Kirk Frost and Young Jock, normally the kings of smooth moves and smooth talk, suddenly turn into a showdown straight out of a soap opera. And right in the middle, Lil Scrappy, strutting in like he owns the place, completely unaware he's walking into a powder keg. You won't believe the receipts, the whispers, and the chaos that followed. Phones raised, drinks flying, and security scrambling. This isn't just club drama. This is a full-blown cultural earthquake. So what really went down? Who started it? And what does this mean for the power dynamics in Atlanta's music scene? Stay tuned, because we've got the inside scoop, the leaked dirt, and the wildest behind-the-scenes details that will leave you shook. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Alright, let's take a deep dive into one of the most explosive and talked about nights in Atlanta's nightlife history. This wasn't just another night of bottle popping and dance floor heat. No, this was the night when tensions between some of the city's most prominent figures erupted in a way that left the club and the internet reeling. Kirk Frost and Young Jock, names that have been synonymous with Atlanta's music and party scene for years, found themselves at the center of a drama that no one saw coming but everyone will be talking about for a long time. Kirk Frost is no stranger to controversy. Known for his flashy style and high-profile lifestyle, Kirk has also been dogged by rumors and scandals that have stained his reputation. His name has been linked to questionable business deals and a long trail of feuds with industry insiders, making him a figure both admired and feared. Years ago, the so-called Frostgate scandal sent shockwaves through the local scene, with accusations of financial misdeeds and betrayals that left many wondering who could really be trusted in his circle. Kirk has always managed to maintain his position, but whispers of what really goes on behind the scenes never quite fade away. Then there's Young Jock, a man who carved his path to fame with hits that defined a generation, but who also has a knack for finding himself tangled in drama. Jock's history is sprinkled with nightclub disputes, clashes with other artists, and moments where his temper got the better of him. He is known for being loyal to his roots but also fiercely protective of his territory. Over the years, Jock's name has popped up in stories about power struggles in Atlanta's music scene, fueling speculation that he is ready to make a bigger move, no matter what it takes. When you combine the personalities of Kirk Frost and Young Jock, you get a volatile mix of ambition, pride, and old grudges simmering beneath the surface. Add to that mix Lil Scrappy, a man whose career has seen its fair share of ups and downs, but who remains a beloved figure in the city's entertainment world. Scrappy is known for his infectious energy, his ability to command attention, and his knack for turning even the most mundane moments into headlines. But Scrappy is also no stranger to controversy. His past includes public spats, reality TV drama, and moments where his outspoken nature landed him in hot water. So when these three heavyweights found themselves under the same roof on that fateful night, it was like lighting a match near a gasoline spill. The tension was thick, almost suffocating. Sources close to the scene say this wasn't some random clash. It was a long time coming. The root of the conflict goes back weeks, maybe months, fueled by whispers of betrayal and backstabbing that had been circulating in Atlanta's inner circles. According to insiders, the trouble started when Lil Scrappy allegedly began speaking out about certain business dealings that made Kirk and Jock uneasy. There were rumors that Scrappy had been making moves behind the scenes, forming alliances that threatened the status quo and upset the delicate balance of power in the city's club and music scene. Whether those rumors were true or blown out of proportion, they were enough to set the stage for a showdown. On the night of the incident, Kirk and Jock entered the club looking more serious than usual. Instead of the usual laughs and playful banter, their faces were tight, eyes sharp as they scanned the room from their VIP booth. It was clear they were waiting for someone, and that someone was Lil Scrappy, who arrived moments later with all the confidence of a man in his prime. Scrappy was in his element, greeting fans, taking selfies, and enjoying the spotlight, completely unaware of the storm brewing just feet away. The atmosphere inside the club shifted almost instantly when Kirk and Jock got up and started moving through the crowd. The energy changed from celebration to something much darker. Phones were raised to record what was about to unfold, and the DJ's music seemed to fade into the background as tension took over. People who had come for a fun night suddenly found themselves watching a powder keg ready to explode. The first words exchanged were sharp, full of accusation and distrust. Kirk accused Scrappy of talking behind their backs, twisting words, and betraying their trust. Jock backed him up with details of supposed conversations Scrappy had at a studio that raised eyebrows and questions. Scrappy didn't back down either. His face reddened, and his voice rose as he insisted that he had been honest and that he wasn't the one stirring trouble. He called out Kirk and Jock for being fake and disloyal, claiming that the loyalty in their circle had all but disappeared. The verbal battle escalated quickly, with each side throwing barbs that cut deep. It wasn't just about words anymore. It was about pride and respect in a city where reputation is everything. The clubgoers watched in stunned silence as the argument heated up, some trying to step away, others filming every moment. Then, like a spark in a dry forest, things turned physical. Scrappy shoved Jock, who stumbled back into a nearby patron, and suddenly glasses shattered and drinks flew through the air. The crowd erupted into chaos. Security rushed to break up the fight but struggled as more people got involved, either trying to defend their friends or simply caught in the melee. The scene quickly spiraled out of control, with shouting, pushing, and a frenzy of movement that transformed the once glamorous club into a battleground. Phones recorded every second, and within minutes, clips of the fight flooded social media, drawing thousands of views and sparking heated debates online. This was more than just a club fight. It was a public spectacle that exposed cracks in alliances and hinted at deeper conflicts lurking beneath the surface of Atlanta's glittering nightlife. The incident also raised serious questions about the consequences that might follow. With so many high-profile figures involved, legal action seemed inevitable. Rumors spread that police were already reviewing footage, and some speculated that the club's management might face penalties for failing to control the situation. Industry insiders whispered about damaged business relationships, lost sponsorships, and the potential fallout on future collaborations. The reputations of Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy were now under intense scrutiny, and many wondered how this public brawl would affect their careers moving forward. While the dust settled on that chaotic night, the impact continued to ripple through the city. Fans took sides. Social media exploded with opinions, and gossip columns had a field day dissecting every detail. The incident wasn't just a flash in the pan. It was a turning point in a saga that had been brewing for a long time. What started as a private grudge had become public property, forcing all involved to face the consequences of their actions in the harshest spotlight imaginable. One thing was clear. In Atlanta's nightlife and music scene, the line between friendship and rivalry is razor-thin, and when that line is crossed, the fallout can be spectacular. The story of Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy's nightclub clash was far from over. It had just begun, setting the stage for what many expect to be a drama-filled chapter in the city's ongoing saga of power, loyalty, and betrayal. The night that started with loud music and flashing lights quickly turned into an unspoken battleground as the tension between Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy escalated into something far more dangerous than anyone expected. What the crowd initially saw as casual greetings and smiles soon unraveled into a series of whispered warnings and cold stares that rippled through the club like a shockwave. Behind the scenes, rumors were already flying about the true nature of this simmering feud. Our sources, who wish to remain anonymous for their safety, have shared exclusive information that sheds new light on the explosive conflict that no one dared predict, but everyone needed to understand. According to these insiders, the roots of the confrontation go far deeper than just a disagreement over loyalty or a clash of egos. There are whispered stories of lavish spending sprees funded by questionable deals, shady backroom negotiations, and the abuse of influence that paint a very different picture of the lives these men lead beyond the bright lights and the music. It is said that Kirk Frost has been funneling money through a network of nightclubs and businesses, some legal and some less so, in an attempt to solidify his grip on the city's nightlife industry. These actions, although highly profitable, have not been without controversy. Several former partners have accused him of cutting them out unfairly, stirring resentment and suspicion among the tight-knit circle of Atlanta's elite. One source revealed that certain business contracts were signed under the table with the promise of exclusive rights and partnerships, only for those promises to be broken at the last minute, leaving allies betrayed and enemies made. Meanwhile, Young Jock is said to be maneuvering his way into new ventures, trying to capitalize on his musical legacy to secure his financial future, but reports suggest that some of his investments have raised eyebrows due to connections with less than reputable figures in the city's underworld. Sources close to Jock allege that his recent flamboyant spending has drawn unwanted attention and may have contributed to the tension with Kirk, who views Jock's moves as a threat to his own empire. Scrappy's position in this tangled web is perhaps the most complicated. Known for his reality TV fame and club appearances, he has apparently been playing both sides of the fence, trying to maintain his status as a crowd favorite while building new alliances behind the scenes. Our insider reports that Scrappy was overheard at a private gathering, discussing strategies that involved aligning with emerging power players to expand his influence beyond music and nightlife. This, according to some, was the final straw that pushed Kirk and Jock over the edge. Anonymous witnesses describe how the atmosphere in the club shifted dramatically when Kirk and Jock finally confronted Scrappy. What started as a tense but controlled conversation rapidly deteriorated into accusations and insults that cut deeper than anyone expected. Phones recorded the heated exchanges, capturing every word, glance, and gesture as they unfolded. The drama played out live with a soundtrack of gasps, murmurs, and the beat of the DJ's music fading into the background. Social media soon exploded, with snippets of the confrontation, sparking outrage, speculation, and intense debate among fans and critics alike. Some sided with Kirk and Jock, accusing Scrappy of betrayal and disrespect. Others defended Scrappy, claiming that he was being unfairly targeted for simply trying to assert himself in a cutthroat industry. Public opinion became a battleground in itself as #X memes and comments flooded platforms, turning a nightclub scuffle into a full-blown cultural event. One particularly revealing leaked report suggested that the conflict was about more than personal grudges. It was about control and power over lucrative club contracts, endorsements, and future business deals that could redefine the city's entertainment landscape. Behind the scenes, executives at several high-profile venues reportedly watched the situation unfold with growing concern. The potential fallout threatened not only the reputations of those involved but also the financial stability of businesses tied to them. Sources hint at strained relationships with sponsors and investors who are now reconsidering their associations amidst the negative publicity. Adding to the intrigue are unconfirmed reports of legal teams being hired in the wake of the altercation, preparing for what could become a tangled mess of lawsuits and public relations battles. Speculation is rampant that civil suits might be filed, alleging everything from assault to breach of contract, dragging the drama into courtrooms where the stakes will be even higher. Industry insiders whisper about the possibility of government investigations into financial improprieties related to the business dealings of these figures. Whether these investigations will materialize remains to be seen. But the mere suggestion adds another layer of tension to an already volatile situation. Meanwhile, the public backlash has been swift and unforgiving. Longtime fans have taken to social media to express their disappointment and disillusionment with their idols. The incident has sparked conversations about loyalty, authenticity, and the true nature of celebrity culture in Atlanta and beyond. Talk show hosts and commentators have weighed in, dissecting every detail and questioning how such a public display of discord could have happened. Some have called it a sign of a deeper crisis in the industry, where competition and greed overshadow the artistry and community that once defined the scene. Others view it as an unavoidable clash in a world fueled by ego and ambition, where the spotlight often reveals the cracks beneath the glitter. As the dust begins to settle, questions remain about what this means for the future. Will Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy manage to repair their damaged relationships and reputations, or is this the beginning of the end for their influence in Atlanta? Will legal battles and business fallout force them into retreat, or will they fight back harder than ever? And what about the fans who have watched their heroes fall from grace in such a public way? The incident has also raised concerns about safety and security in nightclubs, prompting calls for tighter regulations and more vigilant oversight to prevent similar outbreaks of violence. Club owners and managers are reportedly reviewing their policies, wary of the potential financial and reputational damage that such incidents cause. The ripple effect of this night extends far beyond the walls of the nightclub itself. Social media users continue to analyze footage and speculate about hidden agendas and future moves, turning the drama into a soap opera that seems to unfold in real time. Every new piece of information sparks fresh debate and fuels the insatiable appetite for gossip and scandal. This ongoing saga has become a cultural phenomenon, reflecting broader themes of power, betrayal, and the price of fame in the modern entertainment industry. The fallout is not just a local story. It resonates nationally, drawing attention to the challenges faced by artists and entrepreneurs in a hyper-competitive, image-driven world. What started as a night out turned into a spectacle of tension and chaos, exposing the fragile egos and high stakes behind the glitz and glamour. In the end, the scandal surrounding Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of mixing business with personal grudges, and the unpredictable consequences when private conflicts play out in the public. The story continues to unfold, and as new revelations come to light, the question remains, who will come out on top, and who will be left in the shadows? The fallout from that explosive night at the club did not just fizzle out with the broken glass and shattered egos. It sent shockwaves through Atlanta's entertainment scene that have yet to fully settle. What seemed like a private dispute quickly morphed into a public spectacle with far-reaching consequences that nobody saw coming, but everyone now feels the impact of. Legal experts familiar with the case say that the altercation opened the door for potential lawsuits that could drag the parties involved into lengthy court battles. Assault charges, defamation claims, and breach of contract allegations are all rumored to be on the table as the involved teams sift through what evidence they can use. Lawyers on all sides are reportedly combing through social media videos, club security footage, and eyewitness accounts to build cases that could either clear names or deepen wounds. Meanwhile, insiders whisper about possible civil suits that could force settlements or even lead to courtroom showdowns, airing the dirty laundry in public for all to see. Beyond the legal arena, the repercussions have hit the business side hard. Endorsements that once seemed like guaranteed cash flows are now hanging by threads as sponsors and brands distance themselves from the controversy. Atlanta's vibrant club scene, a lucrative market for partnerships and appearances, suddenly looks like a risky investment with reputations on the line. Promoters and venue owners are nervously assessing their connections, wary of how the fallout might affect ticket sales and brand loyalty. Some clubs have reportedly reconsidered future bookings for all three parties, fearing that their presence might bring more trouble than revenue. The public backlash has been just as intense, with social media serving as a battleground for opinions, debates, and heated arguments. Fans who once celebrated these figures are now divided, with some standing firmly behind their favorites and others calling for accountability and change. The incident has sparked a larger conversation about loyalty, authenticity, and the price of fame, especially in a city as fiercely proud as Atlanta. Commentary shows, podcasts, and internet forums have dissected every detail, turning the nightclub fight into a cultural flashpoint. Celebrities and influencers have weighed in, some offering support, others adding fuel to the fire, and many expressing disappointment at the public spectacle. Meanwhile, government officials and regulatory bodies have begun to take notice. There have been rumors of investigations into the nightclub itself, with questions about security protocols and whether the venue failed to prevent or properly handle the violent outbreak. Local authorities are said to be reviewing policies regarding event safety and the responsibilities of club owners to protect their patrons and celebrities alike. These developments could lead to stricter regulations, fines, or even temporary closures if negligence is proven. This heightened scrutiny is creating unease across the hospitality and entertainment sectors, where the balance between creating a lively atmosphere and ensuring safety has always been delicate. The impact on the personal lives of Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy cannot be overstated. What was once a thriving network of business contacts and friendships now lies fractured under the weight of suspicion and resentment. Friends and collaborators have been forced to choose sides, with some distancing themselves to protect their own reputations while others attempt to mediate and keep the peace. Sources close to the trio suggest that there are behind-the-scenes negotiations and attempts at damage control, but the deep wounds from the incident make reconciliation difficult. Trust, once broken, is not easily repaired, especially when so much is at stake. Beyond the immediate circle, the drama has rippled outward, affecting upcoming projects, collaborations, and appearances. Contracts have been put on hold or canceled, as stakeholders reconsider their involvement with those tied to the scandal. Upcoming events have seen a drop in enthusiasm and ticket sales, with fans hesitant to engage with anything associated with the controversy. This uncertainty is creating a chilling effect on the local entertainment economy, where momentum is everything and a single misstep can derail years of work. The nightlife industry is now grappling with the fallout, seeking ways to rebuild trust with patrons and sponsors while managing the fallout from a night that none will soon forget. At the same time, the media frenzy continues unabated. Every new detail, every leaked text, every opinion shared online feeds the insatiable appetite for drama. The story has taken on a life of its own, becoming a case study in how celebrity conflict plays out in the digital age where privacy is fleeting and every moment is recorded. Analysts note that while such scandals have always existed, the speed and scale of their spread today mean the consequences are amplified and prolonged. The participants are no longer just fighting each other. They are battling public perception, brand image, and long-term legacy. This new reality changes how disputes must be managed and resolved. In the midst of this turmoil, questions about the future loom large. Will Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy manage to salvage their careers and reputations? Or is this the beginning of a downward spiral that will end their reign in Atlanta's entertainment scene? Industry veterans express skepticism but also note that comebacks are possible if handled strategically. Damage control, public apologies, and genuine efforts to rebuild relationships will be critical. There is also talk of potential new alliances and business moves designed to re-establish influence and redirect the narrative. Fans are left wondering whether this feud is simply a chapter in a longer story, or a sign of deeper fractures within the industry itself. Beyond the immediate players, the incident has sparked broader discussions about the nature of celebrity, loyalty, and the pressures of living in the public eye. It highlights how quickly fortunes can change and how fragile reputations are in a world where every misstep is magnified. The lessons from this night extend beyond Atlanta, serving as a cautionary tale for anyone navigating the intersection of fame, business, and personal relationships. As the drama unfolds, one thing remains certain. The story of Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy is far from over. The next moves, both public and private, will determine whether this explosive chapter ends in reconciliation, further conflict, or perhaps something no one expects. The eyes of fans, industry insiders, and the media will be watching closely, waiting to see who rises, who falls, and who manages to rewrite the narrative in the days to come. Until then, the fallout continues, the questions linger, and the city that once celebrated these stars now watches with bated breath. What do you think really went down that night? Was this just a clash of egos spiraling out of control, or is there a deeper game being played behind the scenes in Atlanta's nightlife? Could Kirk Frost, Young Jock, and Lil Scrappy still find a way to patch things up? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a long, public fallout that could change their careers forever? The drama is far from over, and every twist and turn only makes this story more electrifying. If you're as shocked and hooked as we are, don't keep it to yourself. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you side with? What do you think sparked the real fire? And what should happen next? We want to hear all your theories and opinions because this saga is just getting started. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Atlanta's wildest nights. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve and get the latest updates, juicy scoops, and viral breakdowns, subscribe and ring that notification bell now. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next in this explosive story. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep those conversations coming.